Welcome back to the final bit of action here from Zwartkops, the arena of motorsport and the Extreme Festival of Motorsport. The regional categories putting on a great show here for the big crowd that came out. And we did celebrate Women's Month. It's great to see Bridgestone challenge also with two ladies that are very, very fast. One who's taken a victory, Lundy Sinnen, we're looking to do more of the same. But incredibly, Keith Buerta looks like he might be celebrating Women's Day as well with that big beard.
Yeah, throw Momo Hope into the mix as well. They've certainly got a turn of pace around the Zwartkops Raceway. And there's Nicole van Asvierken as well on her Kawasaki Ninja 400, getting some good track time out there in preparation to head out on track and battle with some of these very fast riders. Momo Hope on pole position, great there from her, ahead of Francois de Villiers and Corey Goosen rocking the 34 and living the dream out there.
Yeah, living his dream rider as well there. Of course, Kevin Schwantz-esque. Keith Buerta off the line, catch 22 machine. Good start and a great start from Zadie Williams as he dives through. Nasi Vodvala has gone on the inside line as well. So the two fast bikes looking for a way to get through early on. Coming through there as well. Look out for Noah Koza and Pelosiate. And Wasim Vodvala right at the back. But on the breakers into turn two, it's Goosen who is there in third place. De Villiers comes through there from the front row just ahead of the 400cc. And that is Nicole van Asvierken banging bars there on a little 400cc with the thousands and the 600s. Not a bad ride there from her, but a fantastic start from Wadvala. And that is Nassif, who has got to the front, hole-shotted, and now leads into turn 4.
Landy Sinden also with a good start. She's up into about 4th place there, so good start there from her. Zadie Williams a little bit further back, still inside that all-important top 10. Keith Buerta just out of it. Momo Hope on board, and there was a shadow on the inside. That is Corey Goosen on the inside and makes the move at the top of the hill. That is a big 1000cc Yamaha R1M battling with these small 600s. So this is the battle that they've got in their hands. The two ZX6s now sandwiched between that Yamaha R1M. Corey Goosen trying to make his way to the front end of this field. But remember, these little 600s have a real turn of pace around Zwartkops. Francois de Villiers not too far away. Here comes Nicole van Asvierken coming from almost mid-range to make it on the inside.
Ian Thomas was the man that she had to go on. I think she might have got through. And now trying to close down. Yeah, oh no, Thomas just kept her out. But Ian Thomas now closing down on the back end of de Villiers on the Suzuki. So Suzuki versus Kawasaki ZX10 as they go into the breakers. Now it's Lundy Sinnen closing on Momo Hope. Mohope there in third place. Sinden in fourth. The Milwaukee Racing Yamaha looking to close down on the first lady out there. That's Lady Mo. And Lady Mo at this stage keeping Lundy Sinnen just behind her. Nicole van Asvierken not too far off. And look at that, running ahead of some 1000cc's and some 600cc's there, showing that national championship experience definitely pays off.
Nassif Vodvala, he's lost a position there now to Momo Hope, and he's coming under massive pressure from Landy Sinnen just behind him. Francois de Villiers and Ian Thomas in the mix as well. But this man, Corey Goosen, he's at the top of the hill already, still at the front end of this field. Second place, Momo Hope. Third is Vodvala. Fourth is Landy Sinden. But Sinden is the rider on the move as well. Francois de Villiers trying to go with the lady rider just ahead of him. Coming into the final section of the track now, through the left-hander into the final turn. Landy Sinden looks like she needs to try and make a move on Vodvala because she's losing touch now with the leading two riders.
Yeah, Mohope just opening up a little bit of a margin there and trying to close down on Goosen. Goosen taking it really easy at some points because he's got that additional bit of power, but he's got to be very careful because the little 600s around here, we all know, carry great corner speed. What if he's got a bit of a problem? Listen to that bike. Seems like it's not popping the way it should. There's definitely a bit of an issue there. He's looking back. He knows there's a problem. So there's a very good possibility he might be losing out. Now, Koza now coming down on the brakes into turn 2. Pelosiate just behind him and Wasim Wadvala right at the back on the third of the Force Spark Racing Suzukis.
Yeah, definitely problems for Goosen out front because closed down has Landy Sinden and Momo Hope, the two 600 lady riders right on the tailpipes now of the big R1. This is where you'll pull a little bit of a lead coming up the hill here. They're using the extra horsepower, but he's going to come under pressure now. Runs a little bit wide there. Momo Hope and Landy Sinden, they've made short and easy work of the likes of Ian Thomas and Francois de Villiers and Nassif Vodvala. After that good whole shot start, he's just dropped a little bit away side now and down the field, but coming through here into the final turns, Momo Hope and Landy Sinden closing down on the Living the Dream Kevin Schwantz replica, Corey Goosen at the front end.
Yeah, Goosen just trying to hang on for now. I think he realizes that they are coming rapidly. Great run here from the 21 of Nicole van Asvierken on that 400cc bike. She's finishing up possibly in the top 8 overall, and she's beaten out Zadie Williams. Keith Buerta having a fantastic little battle of his own just a bit further back there, but you can see this little fight not done yet. As they come through there, it's Zadie Williams and Noah Koza fighting hard. I wonder if Goose's problems become a little bit more terminal. We're seeing some battles behind there. Still Sinden behind Mohope. Mohope has not let her through just yet. And it looks like Momohope wants to return the favour that they did at Red Star when we saw some big manoeuvres between the two of them.
Goosen's bike out front. Sounds like the traction control's kicking in a little bit too much, so maybe the wrong setting there on that R1M. There's so many settings on that bike, so maybe just got it wrong there, because certainly the two ZX6 riders behind them on the final lap now. 1 lap remaining. Can Corey Goosen hold on? Landy Sinden looks like she's going to start making some moves and wants to get to the front end of this field.
Got to try and get through on Mo first. Let's see if Lady Mo can keep her at bay down into turn 2. Yes, she can. Hard braking, and Lady Mo's run wide. Oh, Mo runs wide. That's not what you need right now. Sinden's going to make her pay for that. Easily done. Mohope makes a mistake and unfortunately loses out. So it's Landy Sinden up to second place now. Can she do anything about Goosen? Or is there going to be any chances here? You can see Mohope just battling a little bit with traction coming out of turn 3, running a little bit wide, and maybe those tyres are a bit cooked. Possibly using them for a couple of races in a row. So it looks like they might have seen the day. Some new tyres and some new rubber for the next round, please.
Yeah, certainly that front tyre starting to push now. Corey Goosen at the top of the hill. Looks like he might have this in the bag. Landy Sinden has certainly closed down that gap, but there's only 3 corners remaining now of this race. But look at Landy Sinden, the corner speed she carries through there. If she can flick it left, carry the momentum, she could potentially put a move down into the final turn. Is she going to make it stick? Not going to be close enough there. Oh, is she? Yeah, she comes from a mile back. Landy Sinden, Milwaukee Racing, Yamaha R6, makes the move, final corner, final lap, and takes her first ever win in the Bridgestone Challenge class.
It's the first time a lady's ever won in the Bridgestone Challenge class as well, Rob, so that is history in the making there. And what a way to do it on the weekend that we celebrate ladies and women in racing. Landy Sinden taking the win ahead of Corey Goosen. Mohope comes through for 3rd place, and Ian Thomas beats out De Villiers with Wadvala, Van Arsvierken up in the top 8, and Lloyd McGill on the Honda in 8th place. Let's catch up with Lady Mo now down in pit lane.
During the race, I had a battle with the 1,000. That opened a gap on me, and then I managed to close the gap. And towards the last lap, I lost second position at turn 2. I would like to thank my family, Team Mo 83 Racing, for coming to the track. It's a beautiful day. I would like to thank Motorsport South Africa for supporting me, and thank to Go and Fun.
From one happy lady to another, the first win for Landy Sinden.
Yeah, that was one hell of a race. Awesome. Great competitors out on track, so Mo raced really well. Difficult to overtake her, as we both on 600s, and then Corey on the R1 just had the legs. But brilliant race. Enjoyed it so much. So thank you to all the sponsors involved. Thank you. Okay.
The following round of the Extreme Festival of Motorsport Regionals heads down to the Friendly City on the 21st of September to the Aldo Scribante racetrack for more action. All this Extreme Festival of Motorsport action is proudly brought to you by Bridgestone Tyres, Car Care Clinic, and Motormart Clarksville.